So we're here with Bob Coates. Bob, it's an absolute pleasure meeting you in real life for the first time.
Yeah, Kirsten, it's great. We had a great conversation on your podcast.
Yes.
That was great before.
Yeah. So what do you think are sort of the main attributes to coming to a show like Imaging USA?
Oh, man, when you get to conventions, if you approach them the right way, you can take so much out of them. If you approach them the wrong way, you have a good time, and then next year you come back and you're going, oh, yeah, I remember hearing that, and I meant to do that, and I meant to do that and that. So one of the things I recommend is making sure that when you get to classes and you take some notes, but don't get crazy about it. Don't try and write down every word that the speaker's sharing, or you're not going to absorb anything. Take down the highlights, maybe 5, 6, 7 from any one program. And that's on one sheet. And then you do another sheet. Next program gets 5, 6, 7. Then after the convention is over, this is the big part. Set aside a half a day and get your calendar out and go through it and make those action items and put them down on the calendar that you're going to work on them at such and such a time. And you're going to do, whatever it is that you're going to do, and make it happen. Because if you don't do that, you kind of go back and go, oh man, I forgot.
You know what I love about this convention is there's so much education going on, and like lots of different breakout rooms all over the show. And I love the fact that you can approach it in a number of different ways. You can either intensify the knowledge that you already have by taking, for example, classes that, improve your headshot lighting technique, for example. But there's also so much stuff that can just broaden your horizon in general and teach you new things and new skills in genres of photography that you may not even have thought you might be interested in.
Well, everything cross-pollinates, and I've worked in so many different genres. When I first started as a commercial photographer, kind of did some weddings on the side, which I'm not doing weddings. I'm a commercial photographer, right? And embraced wedding photography big time, and then worked back out of it, and then fine art and teaching. But I've found that everything informs everything else. It all cross-pollinates. So as you go along, if you're a wedding photographer, don't say, I'm not going to go to a commercial class because you don't do commercial. You learn lots of techniques. So my shooting weddings under pressure and being fast and stuff helped my commercial work. And shooting things, specifically getting lighting or finding lighting, informed my wedding work and my artwork, so everything kind of builds upon everything. So don't blow off a class just because it's like, oh, that's not what I do.
Yeah. Bob, you've been known for really being a genius in so many different genres of photography. And I've noticed that you have tons of different awards and things on you. Just talk us through some of those.
Okay. So basically, these are degrees and service to the industry. So each one of these little gold bars is worth 25 points. And the ones below that. So it's recognition within the industry. Now, these are not on just, look at me, I'm all covered with all sorts of stuff. These are permission to ask questions. When you see people with stuff like this, you got to know that they are people who give back to the industry, and they have probably a pretty good education, and they're doing really well. So when people see this, you shouldn't be intimidated. You should go up and say, hey, wow, tell me about that, and start the conversation. It's an door opener. And we're actually charged by the Professional Photographers of America. Once you earn a degree, when you go to professional events, you should be wearing this stuff. And again, it's for that reason.
Fantastic. I've seen you over the last couple of days doing all sorts of different photo shoots all over the place, in like corridors and down the hall. What was your favorite thing so far at the show?
For photo shoot? For my own little personal snag some stuff from here. It was basically there was a fountain that was framed by a door, and the reflection on the ground inside, and just the combo of that just kind of, it was like, wow, it's not often that you see a beautiful fountain framed that way. So that was one. And I always play. I have my camera with me all the time, and because if you don't have a camera, you ain't making no pictures.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know how many people have asked me in the run-up to this show. I was like, shall I bring my camera? And I always say, yeah, why wouldn't you? I mean, this is the place.
Yeah, you don't need everything. You don't need the whole kit. I have a single lens that's got a nice range, a little 12 to 200. And so it's, nice range. I can go wide, I can zoom in, I can play. I was shooting some koi this morning, down by the thing there. But always, just if you keep the only way to get better at photography is to make photos. And the more photos you make, the better you get, and the more you see, and you're going like, oh, I think I saw that way. Camera has only one aperture and only has one eye. Our eyes change. If I look out that window right now, my pupils close down and I can see the detail out there. If I look back over here, but there you are. Now you're back. Camera can't do that. So you have to learn to see how the camera sees. And once you learn to see how the camera sees, then that starts the real creative process.
There you go. And with that little nugget of wisdom, we're back to the floor.
Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed that clip, then press here for the full episode in glorious Technicolor. Hey, and don't forget to subscribe.